Well, hello there. Come take a seat. There's something I'd like to show you. This is the accumulation of approximately everything I've written. I don't know about you, but it kind of feels like a lot. Take a look at this story, for example. I wrote a lot on this one, but I gave up on it. Maybe one day I'll rewrite it into something semi-coherent. Still, you're wondering about my creative process. That's kind of the thing. I don't really have one. What you're looking at right now is kind of the result of one. This entire thing you're watching is made on Google Docs. But hey, I've also used Minecraft before, as well as Blender models, so I don't know. There isn't really a right way to be creative. I mean, I made a whole animated video, not to mention the stories about my characters I've made. When people say creation, I think it's just creating stuff. It doesn't have to be masterpieces all the time. Nothing against masterpieces though. Alright, let's change to a different medium. How's this? That took me way too long, so we're switching mediums again. That's better. I'm back to my normal self. My name's Jupiter, if you don't know. I haven't exactly properly introduced myself. I make stuff, there isn't really much more to it than that. I used to do physical builds and such, but now my creations are mostly digital. I don't really know what I'm doing after this, but editing me might have some idea, so look forward to that. So, now for my creative process. Let's start with something simple, story writing. I write a variety of stories, but most of them are science fiction or dystopian. How do I start? Well, I start with an idea. And if I don't have an idea, then I look back through my old ideas or my dream journal. My dreams often provide a lot of inspiration when writing. Then, once I have an idea ready, I start writing. My first draft is always rough around the edges, so when I feel like the story is losing its point, I move on to my second phase, character development. I will teach myself everything there is to know about a character, write a bunch of side stories, and finally edit the current story to remove inconsistencies and make the character more like the one I've developed. I'll do this for most of the characters, but not always all of them. Then when my interest fades in that, I'll move on to setting development. Most times this is just unfinished, but most times just by laying out a few locations, I get a better view of how the story should look. Then it's back to editing, or redoing everything because I don't like something. This process repeats until I get bored of the story or finish it. Anyhow, I'm getting bored, so I'm going back to Google Docs version of me. And now it's time to get into animation. My process when making animations is a little bit different. For one, I do a lot more planning. And yeah, I actually do use Google Docs to storyboard on occasion. Why? Well, Google Docs is actually one of the first places I did digital art, even back when I was still writing about picoons. This drawing is actually one I made for a book about them. I've also made many other things with Google Docs. To be honest, I've lost many of these because of the deletion of my school account, although that is mostly my fault. But still, there's much more to get to and not much time to do it, so onward. Once I've finished storyboarding and planning it out, I split it up into parts. This keeps everything organized and helps me procrastinate on the parts that I don't want to do. It also prevents my animation program from crashing. Things are pretty simple from here. You just get to do each part little by little until it's done. Then once it's finished, I pull out my video editor and slap everything together. This is a little harder than you'd think, especially for the beginning and the end of a project, which require sound effects or music of their own. And for that, I use Beatbox. And I also use copyright-free sound effects if I can't make it on my own. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Wait, what was that? You want to know my process for my normal videos? Well, okay then. I suppose you want the truth then. Well, here it is. Do you want to be immortal? Came up with this idea at midnight, edited the entire thing within an 8-hour span of the day that I wanted to publish it, and after much more pain and suffering that should have been necessary for a 6-minute video, published it, and it did surprisingly well. Rebuilding the Lego planet. I don't want to talk about it. How to not gain subscribers. A genuine act of desperation is the best way to describe this 1 minute and 6 second long video. How well do AI channels work? Another hopeless attempt to follow a trend that was already fading, gone wrong in multiple ways, with a fruitful endeavor that probably ended with my information being on some sketchy site, not to mention the fact that I edited this one at last minute. Again, do you really want superpowers? A big strong comeback from my 6-month break with a video that nearly burnt me out, and I genuinely don't remember much of what happened that year, so on to I'm not good at Rain World. Admittedly, one of the worst edited videos because again, I was trying to get things out on time and I did it completely last minute. How does the world end? Honestly, a video I'm more proud of because I'm pretty sure I finished it early, but still, this video is actually fine. Concept of control. Another fine video, but to be honest, I was maybe a little too philosophical and maybe didn't do enough research and was finishing this video last minute, per usual. Redrawing my old OCs. This has gotta be one of the most miserable experiences editing I have ever had. I can't believe I have come back with more positive outlook. Well, this may be the most boring time I have ever spent editing a video. It's got heart. And oh my giraffe! The truth about hypnosis. I did way more research than I should have for this video, but to be honest, it was kind of worth it. This video, admittedly, was mostly complete before its day of release. Stick figures doesn't count, it's an animation, moving on. A story of the droid series. Honestly, my favorite video, and despite all the time I put into it and how done I was with drawing the WA series, I really loved how it turned out, and was very happy that this video was not done last minute, even if the idea was done in the middle of the night. Rain World moments. Another long editing session and skimming through a multitude of hours of footage just for the video to get corrupted and the ending to be cut off by static is my way of saying I was never meant to edit 26-minute long videos. Speed paints. Don't count, I don't care what you say. The story of the security droid. I also love this video, would be my favorite if it weren't for all the air scattered throughout and that you probably don't see, but trust me, I see them, they're everywhere, and the fact that I only made a 3D model for the droid and never did the comic strip style that I wanted to do like I did for the WA series video. 100 characters. Took me way too long to come up with 100 things to draw, and with the way this channel is going, I might reach 99 again soon. But I'm grateful for all of it and too tired to give a darn, so yeah. Yeah. We're done. Don't ask when you'll hear from me again. I'm gonna go take a nap or something. So have a good day. Or night. You know what? Time is relative, so I don't really care that you might be watching from another universe, so have a good time. Thank you. Farewell. Goodbye. Adios. Anyhow, I just recorded 5 minutes of silence, so